everybody.
Hi.
What's up?
Welcome to the Wrestling Year Through the Years podcast. I'm the host and the armchair quarterback, Big Dizzle. I'm here with the wrestling encyclopedia himself, the man with a head full of knowledge and a bunch of other stuff we can't talk about, Doug.
Hi. Yeah. Oh, I got a head full of a lot of things, including a bunch of monkeys playing cymbals.
Yes. We got our other great host, the man that puts the E in huge erection, Money E.
What's up?
You know, you get embarrassed every time he says that. Does your mother listen to this show?
I mean, he's talking about erections. Yeah, he's going to turn red.
I said the E.
You two talk about erections every time you're on the phone with one another. So what difference does that make?
Don't say it like that. That's weird. But I said that you put the E in rigged election last time, and I thought that was witty. But I'll switch it up. And we have a special guest. You know, well, I mean, Cleneth's a long mainstay, so we got C Money, Cleneth here.
So I'm good.
What up, C Money?
He's doing well.
Would be nice to see you since we can see money.
You know what?
You
Give
said
me a minute.
John Cena.
Give me a minute. Calm down, woman.
Yo, why don't you hurry up, dude?
Well, I would if you want to stop talking.
Hurry it up, dudes.
All right. Calm it down.
Who the hell?
I have no idea who the...
Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
I do think I know. But hi. We are here, and by the way, I don't even get to introduce her. She starts barking already. But
I was about to say, thanks for fucking introducing me.
Well, just shut up. Maybe we could.
Okay, Doug, let's get 45 minutes into this podcast.
Yeah, that'll be fucking going on. All right, Danielle's here, everybody. Danielle, it's been a while since she's been on the podcast. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Fan. And now we're here. And we're here to talk about Triple H and Triple H's booking and his strategy and how he's done. He's kind of ran this bitch for about 2 years now. And pretty good results. Best financial fucking time in the company. People love it. It's more mainstream than it's been in a very long time. And, you know, the public likes it again. It's on Netflix. He's got billion-dollar deals. WWE's killing it under Triple H. But we're here to analyze and not really give a grade, but just give our opinions on what he's done so far. Good, bad, ugly, whatever. And
it sounds like a grade if you ask me. A, B, C, or D. If you want to go like that, might as well.
What'd you say?
Yeah, you're going to have to say that again, dog. We can't understand you.
I said it sounds like a grade to me. It's either A, B, C, or D. And if you want to, we can give it an F.
Yeah, we can grade it at the end of it. We can grade it. I think a lot of people give it a high mark, but there are some things with his booking strategy and with the way that he's kind of plotted out the shows. And since he's been head of creative, that some things I really love, and there's been a couple things that are like, this is ass. You know, a lot of people think that it's perfect now.
There's never been such a thing in wrestling as a perfect booker.
Yeah, there's no perfect.
There's nothing. And anybody that tries to tell you, oh, this person is the perfect booker, more than likely had their tongue up that person's ass.
Yeah, even Paul Heyman had bad shit.
Yeah.
I can't stand Paul Heyman. I get it. He's a good manager. But
he looked like a big potato the other day.
I know. Everybody's making fun of his tan, and it's like...
He's getting really big and really orange.
Let's put it
this way. He's getting really orange.
Up to Paul Heyman... Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Brock Lesnar, manager-wise. Not the Seth Rollins, the Curtis Axel Heyman. And you want to know why? It's because that Heyman don't get involved in matches like he did on Monday night. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That Heyman doesn't use Roman Reigns' testicles as a piñata. That shit was crazy. I loved it, though.
Oh, that crash out was awesome.
Yeah, the match was cool, and you know the way he really played the trombone with his nuts because he was fucking. Jiggling.
Why did he do that? Like, what brought it to his attention to be like, let me shake my hand in between this man's legs?
Maybe just to be different, because I don't think it's ever been done like that before. I've seen so many low blows in the history of wrestling.
It's like not just one hit, but it's like 2 hit, 3 hit, 4 hit. Like he was trying to hit his fucking sack.
Yeah.
It's like he acted as if his forearm was sandpaper and Roman's testicles were a piece of wood.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus.
No, that's true.
Roman's testicles are a piece of wood?
Maybe. I haven't seen them.
I would like to find out.
I think most people would. Male or female.
Yeah,
would.
thank you, Sharon. I heard that.
Uh-huh. You're damn right.
You're goddamn right.
And at the end of the show, we will preview Backlash for everybody that's excited for Backlash tomorrow. So
Right, it is tomorrow.
I am so excited, dude.
it's going to be a good show.
Backlash
Yeah, it is.
It's not feeling it. I'm feeling some, but not all. It's missing that head.
Because it was only a 3-week build-up.
Yeah, and it's a typical after WrestleMania pay-per-view.
Yep.
Or PLE or whatever the fuck they... Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one, and we'll preview some of that. I think everybody thinks Jey Uso and Logan Paul's going down, but it's not.
No, only you think Jey Uso and Logan Paul is going down.
That's a Raw match. I'm telling you that right now.
And I think you're right, because they already have the 5 matches they need for the PLE.
Yeah,
right.
And that'll be a good first thing to kind of pick apart with Triple H. What do we think of this new structure for pay-per-views and the way he's doing? Just to get right in this real quick.
What, like how he's giving them away for free?
No, we used to have the Vince strategy was you have your monthly pay-per-view, especially when WCW started doing monthly pay-per-views late 90s. Then WWE does it, and now that's kind of what we have from now on. And Vince always builds it up a month on Raw, builds it up for the 4 weeks, and then you get 8 title matches, 8 big matches, and it's an 8-match card. And that's what you always get. Now Triple H, because you have Saturday night's main event, and he likes to do big title matches on Raw. That happened sometimes back then, but not a lot. And the pay-per-views or the PLEs, because they give it away on the old Peacock, but they're all 5-match cards. Maybe a 6. I mean, WrestleMania is 7 matches a night, but every other pay-per-view, it's 5 matches a card. And they're big, long wrestling. Sometimes they still squeeze fucking 3 hours out of it, so they're still giving you a lot of content. But what do we think of that kind of style? Because that differs from the way Vince did it.
You know what? I like it.
I agree with Cleneth.
I like it too.
Because you look how if you look at the Vince style, look how long and drug out those pay-per-views was.
Yes.
Half the time back there, you lucky got 2 or 3 good matches. We get to sit through 5 boring ones, or you get those no. And then we'll put it this way: SmackDown is now the SmackDown and Raw have meaning. Like the SmackDown is more of the pre-show to the pay-per-view. Yeah. Look at how WrestleMania is. WrestleMania weekend starts on Sunday at SmackDown. The Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. To tell you the truth, that tag team title TLC should have been at WrestleMania after the SmackDown.
Oh, that was so good.
Which one?
The
TLC.
With the tag teams? Oh yeah, dude. That was a good fucking TLC.
That was like a 5-star match in my opinion.
That shit had me yelling holy shit during it. Like that was actually nice. Especially for 3 teams that nobody's given a fuck about for a long time. Yeah, for a while nobody cared about their drama.
But the Motor City Machine Guns and DIY, that feud's been pretty that's one of the things I'm going to criticize during this episode is I think his tag division, he does not care about the tag division, or at least he doesn't seem to. But
yeah,
I agree. The 5-match pay-per-views, especially if you watch an AEW pay-per-view and you see 16 fucking matches and it goes 8 hours and you're like, gee, it's 2 a.m. Can we fucking stop this shit? Triple H is nice and refreshing. He gives you 5 big matches, spectacle matches, title matches, or a big feud, but you can get a title match on Raw like we just got Monday. Yeah, I mean, you get a lot of fuck finishes with that, but you get like Raw and SmackDown feels more special, to kind of climbing on Cleneth's point, when you do 5-match cards. Raw doesn't just feel like, okay, I got to watch Raw and then I got to watch the pay-per-view if I want to see real wrestling.
Nah.
And Raw's just talking. Now Raw still has a lot of the talking, but you get good matches on there too.
Now, and it's the old NXT TakeOver thing, because that's how Triple H used to run takeovers.
Oh, when he ran NXT.
It was 5 matches, usually 2.5 hours. Maybe sometimes 3, but that's how he ran NXT. It's like you didn't, and sometimes they would leave guys off the card, but it's just like we only need to do these certain matches.
Yeah,
and they were like NXT when he was running NXT. It was the best part of the company because they were doing so well because they were basically trying to prove that they were more than just a developmental brand. And at times it looked like they were better than the main roster.
Yeah.
They were better than the main roster.
Yeah. Which is why back in 2021, Vince caused Triple H to have a heart attack so he could take it over and try to kill the brand.
Well, and you saw it, and that's why everybody knew that Triple H would be good in this role because you saw for a long time NXT is really good. All the guys there you think can be superstars, then they go to the main roster and Vince fucks them up every time.
Yeah, so
many fucking guys that could have been something huge got screwed up hard just because Vince didn't have anything for him or what he had for him sucked. I mean, LA Knight's a huge example under Triple H. LA Knight is one of those guys that. And I don't like it's not like he's booked like a main eventer because he's not, but he was in NXT and he was LA Knight and he was on a good run and he's doing that. Yeah. And then he goes to the main roster during Vince's last run. This is the end of Vince, and he's got all of his ideas ready to go. And he's like, yeah, we're going to make you a manager of male models. You're going to be Max Dupree. And it's like, what the fuck? This guy was just doing good shit. And now he's going to be a model or a model agent? Yeah, how can you make a character out of that?
I have one. I have a better example. What about when we did this 4 special call-ups with Aleister Black, DIY, Tommaso, and Johnny, and what's his face, Ricochet. Yeah. Back in the Vince era, you had DIY. He was feuding in NXT as a tag team on Raw and SmackDown. Make that make sense.
Yeah, and then it was right after then. Ciampa, I think, got hurt, right?
Yeah.
During that run.
Yeah, he did.
Which he may have done on purpose because he's even said, like, he's like, I don't want to go up to the main roster until Triple H is in charge. Like he said in interviews back in the day, he said, I'd rather retire than work on the main roster under Vince McMahon.
I was about to say it's probably because the way Vince is as a manager, because I know for a fact that the wrestlers find Triple H a lot more like approachable and can actually speak their minds as they want as a wrestler with this man. And since he is used to be a wrestler, he can see it from that perspective as well. So if he sees that there's a good story in it and that person has a good idea, he'll go with it.
Yeah.
Well, Vince was like, no, we're only doing what I say no matter what. It's my idea. It's nothing else.
Yeah, absolutely. Unless you're Bobby Lashley. He's the one guy that's like, fuck Triple H, I'm leaving and going to AEW.
I mean, sometimes you got to leave to come back. So we'll see if he comes back.
Well, I mean, Ricochet kind of said that too. And then fucking, he's on Twitter. I don't know if you guys saw it or not. Cleneth, I have a feeling you did. The Twitter beef between Javon Evans and Ricochet.
Nope, I have not. This is the first I'm hearing about it.
Okay, so Javon Evans said something like he called out Ricochet for something about how, because Ricochet's always talking about how WWE killed his passion for the business.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, you've gotten to work with Shawn Michaels back when I was 12, when I wanted to work with him or whatever. Like, you used to get to work with Shawn Michaels every day and you're bitching. And then Ricochet came back with some response. And then Javon came back with, dude, you work for a crackhead now.
And Eric wanted to, and we will do a Tony Khan episode on his booking too for AEW at some point. I don't want to beat up on the guy because if we do it right now, it'll just be 2 hours of bullying. I don't really want to do that.
But there's one person that.
Now you say it'll be 2 hours of bullying, but it's because how WCW-ish AEW is. Yeah. I'm sorry, but AEW right now is like watching like 2099 WCW.
Yeah.
You can't.
Eric, go ahead and finish your point. I feel like you were trying to say something.
I was going to say Adam Cole is the perfect example of leaving the company and going to AEW that he wanted to go to the main roster under Vince. But Vince was going to make him a manager too.
Well, and I agree with you, but I think in the case of Adam Cole and Ricochet, all their friends are at the other company. Which that's why I brought up Bobby Lashley, because he was legitimately like, no, I like Vince better than Triple H, and now that Triple H is in charge, I don't really like the vision. He's been the only guy that said that. Everybody else is like, we love Triple H, fuck Vince. But he's the one guy that was like, I think in Ricochet's case, he's like, oh, all my friends are here. Will Ospreay's here. I came up with him. Let's go to AEW. Same thing with Adam Cole. Adam Cole, it worked out, though, because I don't think he would have got the push on WWE, and he wouldn't have main evented in front of 83,000 people in WWE. And he got to do that in fucking AEW.
Right.
Would he have stayed if Triple H became the booker in the main roster? Probably,
because Triple H really liked him in NXT.
Yeah.
But
and don't forget, he had his girlfriend at the time, Britt Baker, in AEW too. So.
WWE's visual is so important, and the guys having the look. And Adam Cole, I'm sorry, he's great in the ring, and I love the promo and the whole boom and all that shit. But he's got a body like a bag of milk, and that's coming from me. Like he just doesn't. He's not in shape. Like he's in shape, but he just got one of those bodies that's not appealing to the eye, and he doesn't really.
That doesn't mean you can't wrestle. See, I hate that about fucking wrestling. Just because you don't have the body for it doesn't mean that you can't throw down when another human being is underneath you. Like, that's why I like Otis. That's why I like Otis, I think it's what's that? The Machine Gun or whatever.
Chris Sabin?
No, what's that tag team? Something Gun.
Motor City Machine Gun.
Yeah, okay. That big dude, he's sitting there doing fucking backflips.
She's talking about the War Raiders.
Yeah, okay, War Raiders. There we go. That's a 350 plus man doing backflips off that shit. I'm sitting there yelling wow at this stuff. But it has nothing to do with the body. It has everything to do with the way that they wrestle. That's why I don't like Chad Gable, because like his body and his aura and his face and his demeanor and his character and everything about them that makes the molecules come together to make Chad gross me the fuck out. But when he wrestles really good. Like he's a Kurt Angle wrestler.
Yeah.
It has everything to do with the way you wrestle. It has nothing to do with what your body looks like.
I agree with you to a point, but it's a visual medium, just like anything else. And when something looks Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes, when they were in WWE, they were both twinks. They were both like 160 pounds soaking wet, and they both did not have the look at all. They both came back jacked, and both have had hella careers since.
Same thing with Rusev. Rusev looks like a complete different human being. When I realized that was Rusev, I was yelling at the TV. I was like, holy fucking shit. Because I remember Rusev with CJ.
Lana.
I don't know if you guys... Yeah, that's the Rusev I remember. So to see him now, that's a complete different human being. Like, the dude doesn't even look the same. I didn't recognize him.
Yeah, he used to not have a neck. He's got a neck now.
Yeah, more than a neck. He has an entire body. I didn't know that man was shaped like that.
Yeah. No, and I agree with you, but I do think the look is important to an extent, because Ivar and him doing backflips, just like Xavier Woods said when he did it on Raw, and he's like, it's impressive because he's fat. It's kind of impressive because he's like, even Otis, he's got a look about him, that big surly look. Adam Cole just has a little bit of belly flab, no muscles, and I get it, but
so does Uso. If you look at Uso's side, if you look at Jay's sides, the dude's got muffins. He has a muffin top, and I'm like, that's the dude who's holding the belt. But I love Jay Uso, like 10 out of 10. I love that man, but it's like he doesn't have the body of a wrestler.
But also, too, it's can you get over with your personality? Yeah. Look at the days of the Dusty Rhodes and the Roddy Pipers.
Yeah, exactly. Dusty Rhodes, exactly. His personality, you saw him as a wrestler, not his body.
Is what got him over.
Yes. That's how I feel about Jay as well. It's not about the muffin top. It's the fact that everybody's yeeting when that man, as soon as they hear his fucking song start.
Yeah. Did Cleneth quit?
Yeah. I think he just froze out or something.
Yeah.
That'd be bad.
But yeah, Dusty's a prime example of that. Another, example.
Andre the Giant.
Well, Andre was always an attraction.
Because he was a giant. But if you look at his body, he's got a gross body.
But that's not what I'm saying, though. I'm saying a specific look. Sometimes when you're
like Drew McIntyre?
No, like even Otis, he's got a look to him. He's so big and so massive, but he's got a look to him. Adam Cole, if you saw a picture of this dude.
Yeah, it's called swollen.
Yeah, but it's something. When you just have a meh body and you're just like, it's nothing.
Backwards now.
There he is. That's what he looks like. What's up, Cleneth?
How
you doing?
I'm good.
How are you?
Good. I'm glad you can see me now.
I'm glad I can see you too, dude. The lights are on.
Here's a point of contention. With a lot of Triple H stuff. Do we think that his shit is too slow? Or do we think
100% it's too slow.
Booking and stuff.
Vince had a little bit of speed to him because it was drama a lot every episode. I feel like Triple H is more of a storyteller. That's why when events are happening, you're kind of on the edge of your seat while you're sweating.
Yes.
Yeah. And by the way, like Vince was more about speed because that's what he did before every show.
Yeah, he had to get in the show. It's no matter what the show had to go on. A dude's brother died in the ring. He didn't give a shit. The show had to go on. The story had to keep being told.
Yeah. But like with Triple H, it's just like, you tell stories, and that's the thing. That's what we criticize AEW about, right?
Yeah.
Is their lack of telling story. Triple H is trying to tell story. Look at CM Punk and Drew McIntyre last year and the story that was told.
Yeah, it was great.
All right.
It was a good one.
They made you give a shit about a guy tearing up a friendship bracelet.
Yeah.
That a fan made. But because
it's sentimental, man.
Yeah, but because Punk's wife's and dog's name was on it, it's like, oh my God, Drew McIntyre just committed like the ultimate sin.
Yeah, he ripped up something sentimental. That's hurtful. Yeah. That's very hurtful. That's why there was a lot of attention on it.
Yeah, but Triple H really, that story that he told, and then when they did Hell in a Cell and how great that was and how brutal that was, and the fact that Drew basically got split up from the top of his head all the way down to almost the back of his neck.
Yeah, it was badass.
Yeah, that was.
Fucking,
I seen that match. I was like, wow.
Yeah. They told a perfect story, and Triple H's stories might not always be perfect, but there are wrinkles to them to where it's just like, okay, maybe this is a little interesting. Look at Becky and Lyra Valkyria tomorrow night.
It sounded like a disease.
Lycaria. I'm sorry, guys. I'm dying. I got 2 weeks left. I'm dying of Lycaria.
Yeah. But Becky and Lyra has been the champion who can put on really good matches, but she has not been given good stories.
No.
She also needs more mic time because she sounds stupid.
She does, but I think Monday night she started to sound a lot better.
She's getting better.
She's getting better. She needs more mic time. She needs more time to improve.
Yeah.
But this is one of those things where if Triple H gives you a story,
yes,
you have to try to make the best out of it and knock it out of the park.
All right.
So
work for your paycheck. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
So here's a question about this whole Myra thing. You think that she would have this type of story with anybody else? I mean, the story wasn't good with Bailey, with her and Bailey feuding for that Intercontinental title. You throw the man in here, all of a sudden, because they won the tag team titles, they dropped the tag team titles on the next night, and he decided to go heel.
Yes. I think what Cleneth is suggesting that they needed Becky Lynch to make Lyra popular. And if that is what you're suggesting, I completely agree.
Well, here's the thing. I 100% agree with him too. As big of a fan as I am of Lyra, I will agree that like her title reign, it was just about her having good matches. That's the story she's trying to tell.
Yeah, with other mid-card
with other mid-card talent. And then like they were going to do the thing with Bailey, but then they're like, all right, Becky's back. We got to do something with her.
The Bailey shit wasn't getting as much traction.
No, because Bailey was still a babyface. Now, if Bailey would have turned, who knows?
They needed Becky's popularity, and that's what's going to make this belt too.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I think Triple H needs help with the mid-card drama.
Yep.
There's a lot of filler in this shit. He
needs somebody to help. He does need like a committee or something to kind of go through. And
he's got his shit on top and towards the top. I agree. It's usually pretty fucking solid, except for the finish of WrestleMania. But I won't get it.
You can get into it. Get into it, Dan.
The SmackDown side, the mid-card SmackDown side needs help. The Raw side with the Intercontinental title, that Intercontinental title been a workhorse. If you look at this past two champions, look at Gunther, his longest reigning Intercontinental, drops to the Sami Zayn and wins the World Heavyweight title. Amazing title run.
Yep.
Jey Uso. Now it's our new current World Heavyweight title. The Intercontinental title been put on levels. The U.S. title needs to be like the Intercontinental title on Raw.
Well, yeah, I mean, yes, I 100%. Some of the best matches on the cards have come from the Intercontinental title.
Yeah. Now, I think with Jacob Fatu holding that U.S. title, though, it's going to help.
But
I agree with that.
Not over?
Yeah, I agree with that, too.
Yeah, but LA Knight comes out with the U.S. title and everybody, and cheering the hell out of him.
No, it's not yet. I think LA Knight is going to win Fatu's belt at SummerSlam.
Maybe. How many times is he going to keep tricking? So. They're not going to let him in the main event scene. LA Knight, and I'd hate to make this bold prediction. It's not really that bold. LA Knight will not win a world title by the time he calls it quits in the WWE. And I hate to say
I think he will.
I know. I don't know about that, Dan.
He might need that briefcase.
I love it.
In a few years.
Money in the
now,
back. Money in the back.
The thing is, you talk about LA Knight. I think it was more the opponents that they were, because they did. SmackDown was not good on the mid card heels, and they're still kind of struggling.
I was just about to ask: is Triple H in charge of SmackDown as well?
He runs
all of WWE.
Yeah, he runs all.
Yeah, he needs help with SmackDown, man. SmackDown. The only time SmackDown is good is the episode before an event or 2 episodes before an event. Other than that, it's like SmackDown. You could like just catch up on the highlights later.
Yeah.
Raw, you can't do that. You need to watch that shit live, or you need to watch that shit Tuesday.
Well, yeah, I mean, one's on network television that nobody cares about anymore, and one's streaming globally on Netflix
and one's also 3 hours when they really don't have.
No, in June that show's going to tighten up, though. In June,
in that defense, I'm one of those people who have used up all of their trials, like their week fucking free or their month free trials for SmackDown. And I have no other trials or no other way of being able to watch SmackDown. And like, I hate the fact that I can't watch it in an hour. So he is building up on SmackDown. It's happening too slow. It's like he's using all the extras on SmackDown instead of, it's like all of the filler that was on Raw is on SmackDown.
There's a lot of filler on SmackDown, but you also have a lot of guys that make that show. And when Cody's on it, it's special. I'm a Cody guy, so I love SmackDown.
Yeah, but he's not going to be on it. I'm pretty sure he's taking like 6 months off. That's why he hasn't even debuted since his loss. Like, I don't think we're going to see Cody for a while.
No, he is on the poster for Money in the Bank. He is on the poster for Money in the Bank.
When is Money in the Bank?
June 7th.
Yeah, so going from April 17th or April 18th to June.
That's a good break. But the Roman had a longer break.
After losing, he should at least debut. Like, Cena has a limited amount of times coming out, and he just took Cody Rhodes' fucking belt. Like, Cody should come out a few times.
I lost to Travis Scott. I lost because of Travis Scott. He's the biggest.
Yeah. You lost because of Travis Scott. You need to fucking show your face, not disappear for 6 months.
Let's talk about this booking of Triple H. Let's talk about how that ending of night 2 of WrestleMania was. Because
I can't anymore. It's breaking my fucking heart. I talk about it every week, and it's
I almost threw my phone across my hotel room. I was very upset.
Well, and that's the caveat we got to put on Triple H's reign, because Vince never had anybody. He had a lot of fingers pointed at him, but he had the final say. Triple H does have The Rock and the board of directors. We are in a corporation now, so Triple H is the head of creative, but he does have other people to answer to. So we got to think about
who
that.
sat at home.
Yeah, I know.
And The Rock's not fucking stupid. Exactly, The Rock's not stupid. How is he not going to go with the people?
Did anybody see The Rock's interview the day after WrestleMania on the Pac-Man?
Well, yeah, because he had a whole bunch of excuses, which is what he is made of. But the thing is that Triple H, all right, if Triple H is there, Triple H had every right to be like, all right, you either call Rock and say, what do you want the fucking finish to be? Yeah. Or you come up with your own finish. Obviously, he's the one that sent Travis Scott out there. I don't know why, Rock can give all these bullshit excuses.
I don't know why he sent Travis Scott out there, man.
Well, when I understand it, that he said the only reason he showed up for Elimination Chamber because Elimination Chamber's ticket sales was so bad that they needed a piece to sell tickets to the Elimination Chamber. This was why he asked for Cody's soul.
Do you really think? I mean, that place, they had like 50-something thousand people there?
They said it wasn't even. It was nowhere close. It was like an AEW event. Because nobody's really interested.
No, at Elimination Chamber, they had like almost a full house, didn't they?
Because of The Rock asking for Cody's soul at the Elimination Chamber.
Where'd you read that? Where'd you read that, Cleneth?
Do you really think that fucking moron, the fact he's like, Cody, I want your soul, do you really think that statement made
it came out the man
people buy a fucking ticket? It's like, oh, well, Rock thinks he's fucking Castile from Supernatural. He's going to take Sam Winchester, Cody Rhodes' fucking soul. It's like, no, they probably only had like 30,000 tickets there, and they wanted to sell the building out so they could say, oh, this is $1 million fucking house, even though it should be $1 million anyway, because all tickets are like $7,000 a piece.
All right, well, calm down, take a breath. And let me pose a question. Did it not make the show? That men's chamber match was underwhelming at best, and did the whole thing with, "Hey Rock, go fuck yourself," and the nut kick and everything.
That was a Raw. That was a Raw. That wasn't WrestleMania.
No, it was Elimination Chamber.
Okay, my bad. That was Elimination Chamber. That wasn't WrestleMania.
No, yeah. I'm saying, but they're talking about Elimination Chamber, and they're talking about having it, and bringing the fans in. Whether it sold more tickets or not, it was the best part of the show. So I know we like to talk shit about Rock, me, myself, even, but he did that whole deal with seeing it turn into heel, whether it was supposed to happen, whether it wasn't supposed to happen, whether it was a long-term plan or where it wasn't, it was good shit. It was great.
That's because it's The Rock. I agree with Cleneth. You could throw The Rock in some Fat 2 drama and it would sell tickets.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is that can Rock finish what he started? I mean, he's got
too much shit to do.
Yeah. Well, and the thing
I hate that about The Rock. He only shows up like twice a year, and it's like if you would just be in the drama a little longer, it would make the story so much better.
Was the WrestleMania match only shitty though because The Rock wasn't there? No, it was shitty for a lot of reasons. It was
shitty for a lot of reasons. Cena's getting old.
He doesn't have it anymore. It was a one-sided affair that made mine and Eric's favorite wrestler look like a complete bitch. When I've been following that, I fucking love Cody Rhodes.
Bro, you sit here and say you and Eric's wrestler. I'm a Cody Rhodes girl. What the fuck?
You're wearing a Penta shirt. I know who your favorite
wrestler is. That doesn't mean I'm not rooting for fucking Cody. And thank you for shouting out my gorgeous fucking shirt. I appreciate that.
It's okay. But me and Eric have been following Cody for a long time. And when AEW that has been mine and Eric's guy. And when he finished the story, it was a great cathartic moment. Watching that and then going from that to watching this, it's like, what the fuck happened? These guys hate the Rhodes. I think
know.
Actually hate Cody. And
I don't know what's going on with that.
It's crazy.
I did tell you he was going to lose that title. I did tell you that.
But also,
I knew he was going to lose, but not in that
way. It was going to be a stinker of an ending. And I told you that he was going to win that title. Everybody knew Cena was going to. He dropped that man 3 times. When you get dropped 3 times, you're going to lose that match.
I said it during the Rumble season. I said it on the show. They should have never had Cody going up against Cena. You want to know why? Because you just split the audience, and now people are going to boo Cody.
And that's what they did. That's what they did. They booed him
out of the building.
That's only because he lost.
No, they were booing him during the show.
They booed him.
It was like watching Hogan Rock at WrestleMania.
They booed him when he came out.
Because there was certain people, because that's your WrestleMania audience now. It's not just the fan. Now you got your people that, we get to see John Cena make history and win 17. Fuck that other guy, Cody who? And that's what happened. And then it goes from a split crowd to just let's go Cena, Cena sucks, to everybody's cheering for Cena. And then Cody hits a big punch and everyone's booing. And they totally turned the crowd against him. And then all Cena had to do was bring up Cody's name on Raw and the people start booing. You want to plan, if you want to come up, read a book on how to ruin your top babyface in a couple of weeks, it's that WrestleMania build and then that WrestleMania. Because that's what they did to Cody. They ruined him as the top babyface. And that's whether it's Triple H's fault, whether it's The Rock's fault, whether it's fucking whoever's fault, they fucked up Cody Rhodes. And he was one of their marquee guys that was making all this money and bringing in all the business and fucking selling all the merch and doing a great job as the top guy for them. And they fucked him up. Hopefully they can bring him back.
100% they're going to bring him back. I was waiting for you to get done talking. Like, let Cody come out and literally just talk his thing, and then another person's music's going to play, and they come out and challenge him. Yeah. Everybody's going to be for that match. Like, and he'll win the crowd back because
Cody's so good, but you got to book him good, too. He can't just always save it because he's so good on the mic and he gets to swear. Because that's how he gets the crowd back. And then he'll hit Cena, fuck you. And then the crowd's like, he said fuck. We love him again.
I think Cody is loved just for the simple fact that he's Dusty Rhodes' son.
He's loved for a lot of reasons, and I'm a huge fan. But that WrestleMania finish did not do him any favors, and the whole match didn't. It was a one-sided affair. Cena looked great, and he looked shitty, and Cena didn't even bust a sweat by the end of that match. It looked like Cena just swept him up under the right. And I know it's just to build Cody so he comes back stronger, and I'm willing to I'm not going to stop watching. I'm willing to watch that story play out, and I'm excited for it. But the way that it's gone down and the way they made him look at WrestleMania, especially going for – he can lose. He can lose all day. But you can have him lose and not make him look like shit. And my opinion – yes.
My question how long can you keep this version of John Cena up? Because we all know that he's ruining wrestling. And he can't really wrestle. Cena's starting to become like the Hulk Hogan right now.
Well, you just made me hate John Cena for life.
Wait, I never thought about that. John Cena becoming Hulk Hogan? That is so fucking true, dude.
Well, I mean, if he were to really become Hulk Hogan, he would need a sex tape and a
Hold on, too many people are talking, one at a time.
He got like 3 different movesets, and we got treated with a special Super AA at WrestleMania. When's the last time we saw a Super AA since 2017?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and you got to remember too, he also has the point where he can, say, hey, we can only do this, this, and this because of how much, if he's got to go work on some stupid ass fucking movie or whatever. I mean, remember in 2023 when he worked with Theory, the match looked like shit because he told Theory, it's got to be basic. I've got a movie to do. And because Theory wanted to do all this shit. And Cena's like, no, you can hit me in the plums. You can hit your finish. And then that's it.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Austin Theory a little bit?
Sense. Go ahead, Eric.
Because before Vince left, he was built up to be the next big thing.
Yeah.
Who?
Austin Theory.
Austin Theory. Oh. And now he's been booked as like a shitty tag team.
Yeah.
Tag team.
8-Town Down Under with Grayson Waller. And you can tell that they think Grayson Waller's the talent. And that's how far this man has fallen. This was the last Vince McMahon prospect that Vince put a stamp on.
I do have a rebuttal to that, yo. And I
Go
think
ahead.
it's going to come soon. I think Theory is going to join up with Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins.
I do too.
I keep hearing it. I don't believe it. No way.
I think so. I think he's the next man. I think we're looking at Evolution 2.0 right now with Paul Heyman.
Yeah, and Austin Theory's the Mark Jindrak that Triple H is going to kick out of the fucking group.
Where are you guys bringing Austin Theory into all this? Like, I don't understand how he could fit into all this.
Well, we say, look, if you look at right now, Seth Rollins is more group. Reminds you of Evolution, where you got Seth Rollins as Triple H, Braun as Batista. I'm calling Paul Heyman as the Ric Flair manager guy. The Ric Flair manager guy. And I'm calling Randy Orton Austin Theory.
I don't know who that's an insult to, Ric Flair or Paul Heyman.
Well, at least Ric Flair wrestled, right?
Yeah. Very good, some would say. But yeah, I don't think Theory's the Randy Orton man. I really do. I don't think they have
any anymore.
They're not anymore, but I think he can be with under two-ish of Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman. I mean, Paul Heyman managed champions, and I think he can.
They do need someone in there to take the jobs and take the losses. If I were to add somebody in, I'd go with like a Kaiser.
Well, weren't they going to have Austin Theory as part of the Seth Rollins's group during the pandemic with him and Buddy Murphy and AOP?
Yeah, I think so.
He was in that for a few weeks, and then he got caught up in the Me Too stuff, so they took him off TV for a couple months, and then they stuck him back to NXT.
Oh, okay.
If I have to criticize Triple H, that's one of the booking errors he has made with the Austin Theory.
Is it really an error though, or is it just is it just Vince a lot of Vince's last things that Vince did in the last 15 years have been shit. So Triple H is just like anything that still stinks of Vince has to be fumigated.
Yeah, but I don't think Austin Theory's a talent that could be utilized in a way. But I also think I agree with you. I think Vince saw something that Triple H doesn't. Yeah. I think it's simple as that.
That's what I'm thinking though too. Is that like maybe it's got nothing to do with Austin Theory as a person or Austin Theory as a talent. It's just we got to get rid of anything that had Vince's fingerprints on it. And unfortunately, that meant Austin Theory. Because look at it like this: Lacey Evans is gone, and Vince had his, well, probably a bad choice of words, but had his fingerprints all over that. Her gimmick, not her. She's happily married. Baron
is that what they call it these days? A gimmick?
Yeah. Well, yeah. He had his fingerprints all over Baron Corbin. And there's a lot of pun intended there because you can pretty much bet that Vince was pulling Corbin's knob.
What happened to Baron Corbin?
All right, Baron Corbin's gone because even before Vince left, when Vince was still had his ceremonial title with TKO, Triple H realized that Baron Corbin was a pile of dog shit.
Braun Strowman, another one.
Oh, Vince, fucking shit! I took a big steam on him a long time ago, though.
I bet.
My only rebuttal, I would think it's just the stuff that Triple H doesn't think is good because Roman Reigns is still a huge fixture on television, and that's the biggest Vince guy ever. You know, Vince forced him down. How many people knew he was going to be a star, and guess what? He is. He is a star.
Yeah, but with Rock being head of household, he's gonna emphasize his family.
Yeah,
that's why it's even happening in the video game.
But if Brock got his shit cleared up and come back, I think he'd be put in a big role. I think there's certain stuff that Vince liked that if Triple H just thinks it's good. I just don't think he thinks Austin Theory's that good. I don't think he thinks that Lacey Evans was any good, which I think a lot of people would agree. Same thing with Corbin.
Well, Sergeant Slaughter would definitely agree with that.
He didn't like her?
No,
I don't think Austin Theory is that good. I agree with Triple H.
Well, and the thing is, I think Grayson Waller's worse. Like, I think Grayson Waller is basically a cancer to Austin Theory. Like, if you get Austin Theory away from Grayson Waller, Austin Theory is going to be good again. There's nothing talented about Grayson Waller. Yeah. All right, the guy's a fucking moron.
I cannot agree with you more.
He's got a good douche face for a heel.
He's a Miz 2.0 to tell you the truth.
I actually agree with Doug on that
one. Miz was a joke.
Like, he's got that face that you want to fucking hit with a fucking hammer.
Yeah.
Yep.
So does fucking Chad Gable. I cannot stand him.
But the funny thing, you bring up Chad Gable, all this, everybody's saying, Chad Gable could be a big star. He's just got to get wins.
No.
They had to turn him into a fucking Mexican luchador to get him a push.
Yeah, and he's even trying to be a baby Kurt Angle and can't even make it. Like, stop putting energy into this dude. I'd rather than put energy into Damian Priest than fucking Chad Gable.
Well, that's why they put the fucking luchador mask on him. He's finally getting, wins now as El Grande Americano.
Your boy Penta's best match in the company to this date is still his debut against
him. Yeah, okay, and I am thoroughly pissed about that because Chad Gable is not a goddamn luchador.
No, but he's a good wrestler.
Well, I mean, he plays one on TV.
In between the ropes, that man puts out a fucking masterpiece. You got to give him that. He's good in the ring. He's damn good. He puts on a good match, and he's an effective.
I know. I regret what I said.
He's not a main guy. He's not a top guy. I don't think he should main event for titles. But as far as a guy in the mid card to challenge for the Intercontinental Championship every once in a while, he's fucking good. And he puts on a great match. And they're going to build to him and Penta again. It's going to be another great match.
God, I hope fucking not.
Yeah. I mean, you look at last year's WrestleMania when Sami Zayn won the Intercontinental title from Gunther. Everybody wanted Chad Gable, and Chad Gable deserves to be in that spot. Finish the story with Chad Gable. He deserves this. And then people were pissed off, even though it was a great story with Sami Zayn. People were pissed off because it's just like, Chad Gable should get the Intercontinental title, but he didn't. They gave it to Braun Breaker instead, and everybody was mad.
They do have a point. I was one of those. I did think Chad Gable should have been the one to dethrone Gunther the title.
Okay. So then I'm not going to give my overall thoughts on it because I have a statement about those particular people, sans you, because I don't think you're one of them. But most of those people are guys that sit in their mother's basements and donate $50 every episode to another podcast to a guy who's also has his head up his fucking ass, even though I watch him every Monday and Friday. But we've already determined that my head's up my ass, so I can fucking.
Dude, that was long before this podcast.
Yeah,
you must have a lot of room up there.
What podcast are you talking about?
Yeah, what podcast are you talking about?
He's got room for a whole nother fucking head.
My ass ain't that big.
We'll stretch it. We'll see.
Yeah. The whole starting to hurt.
What podcast are you talking about?
Huh?
What podcast are you talking about?
Silent Monster.
Okay.
I have no problem outing him. He's a fucking Orange Cassidy look. The only reason why he's popular is because people actually think he's Orange Cassidy.
From AEW.
Yeah.
They never know what the fuck you just said.
No, I don't. That's why I'm being quiet. I'm just picking on Doug. I need to start watching AEW, man.
You really don't.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I mean,
you're not missing nothing.
You guys bring up AEW every episode, and I'm just like, oh, the pretty butterflies. Like, let me look the other way. Like, I want to participate.
Yeah, I mean, watch it then. I mean, you're gonna hate it, but watch it. It's in the industry, so we have to talk about it. And it's the number 2 company with money behind it, so it is a big.
Yeah.
I feel like number 2 is SmackDown, not AEW, but
SmackDown's part of WWE.
No, not until Moxley leave AEW. AEW just lost all thrill.
Yeah.
Clearly,
can I say?
I think he took a sleeping pill trying to get to sleep.
Can I say a positive note about Triple H?
I want to get relaxed, but now because Danielle wanted to see my face.
I mean, you could sit up, dude. This is only a professional fucking podcast. No one wants to see the garbage on your floor. Just sit up.
He's
Garbage.
on bed.
I want a bed.
See, there you go. There you go. A nice solid background. You look professional.
Professional. Last time I
Do you
checked,
want me to be like laying down? Like, who wants to watch a podcast like this?
I think you still look nice. Let's move on.
All right. Can I say a positive note on something Triple H is doing?
Yes.
All right. I don't know if you guys have been fucking noticing, but how long these matches are going on and the amount of athleticism is happening. Shut up, Daniel. Eat a dick.
You just said
I'm trying here. Whatever. My whole point is how like almost every match is like you're yelling holy shit because somebody's doing something cool. There is way more like athleticism, if I'm saying it right.
Athleticism. What is hard about that?
Dude, I'm gonna punch you in the face the next time I see you.
She grew up out by where we grew up.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm from the swamps of Florida.
No,
you know what? I don't understand. She tells when she let the girl finish her thoughts.
All right, then I can't stick up for her. She grew up in Buffalo, then obviously.
No, I did not grow up in Buffalo. I grew up in motherfucking Florida.
Yeah, tell me a second. It's like, no, she didn't grow up.
No. But that's what I'm trying to say. How long these matches are in the energy that it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman or a tag team match. They're putting in way more energy than they did with Vince.
Cleneth, are the matches better under Triple H than they are Vince?
I think I will say this. Yes.
Thank you.
Because not all when we watched Raw and SmackDown, it was always just to watch the beginning of Raw and wait 15, 20 minutes to turn back on Raw just to see what was going to happen. That's how boring in the middle of the show was.
Yep.
When Raw went to 3 hours, you watched the first 2 and turned the last hour off.
Yeah, like you didn't pay attention to the filler when it was 3 hours long.
Good point.
But when it comes to like wrestling and stuff, like, I mean, count how many people are flying through the fucking air. It's kind of insane. He has 400-pound men doing backflips off the third rope.
Yeah.
It's way more entertaining in the ring. In the ring, like the drama is more in the ring than it is on the microphone, and I dig that.
Well, I think it's good. I think they still have their microphone battles.
Yeah, you can't.
How about we use this week's Raw as an example? The build-up, how they made the World Heavyweight title match between Seth and Jey Uso. The question was, and it made everybody think, are they really going to make Jey drop this title to Seth Rollins, knowing that Rollins has a Braun Breaker in his back pocket, Paul Heyman in the corner, and everything like that? Nobody thought CM Punk was going to come flying out.
No, I didn't expect CM Punk flying out. I will give you that, but I did not think that Jey was going to lose it.
I expected Sami Zayn, but not Punk.
Sammy is dealing with Braun, dude. That's why he's wearing a fucking ace bandage around his ribs.
Yeah,
I mean, Braun saw the ending the way it was. Like I saw a DQ finish, but not like what we saw.
In wrestling, I love a good show-long story, and I love a good, okay, we start with this, and we're going to build up all the way to the end of the show. And I thought they did a great job with that.
I think that's where Triple H is winning everybody over, is the drama in the ring.
Yeah, I mean, the matches are great, but also you had a lot of great matches during the Vince era that were just in front of dead fucking crowds, and people didn't give a shit.
How can you be in front of a dead crowd, though, back in that time and era, like where jokes were okay, insulting was okay, racism was okay, being sexist was okay, everything was okay? How are the crowds dead?
Well, not the Attitude Era, but you look at like that 2010 to 2019, 2020, there was some really good in-ring action sometimes. Like I saw AJ Styles matches, Bryan matches, all sorts of matches. I'm like, this is epic. And the crowd's like, ooh. Now all fucking somebody steps out like Fatu comes out and they're like, "Rah!" And everybody's going nuts. Like,
well, let's put it this way: when you watch the Vince era, you could it could be months. You could actually take 1-2 weeks off from not watching Raw or SmackDown in between time, turn it back on, and feel like you haven't missed a thing.
Yeah. Well, and also too, here's another thing. Back in those days, ticket prices, the cheapest ticket was $20. The most expensive ticket was like $150. Now, nowadays, if you're paying $10,000 for a fucking ticket, you better be fucking active.
Yeah, you're gonna cheer.
Yeah, you 100% have to be active.
You're not just gonna sit there with your thumb up your dick hole and fucking waiting for the show to be over. It's like, hey, if I spent this amount of money, I'm gonna be fucking excited. Because if I'm not, then I'm a fucking dipshit for spending this money.
Yeah, but the thing is what I agree with Cleneth is, okay, the money that you're spending is because you have to be there, but all you have to pay for is Netflix or SmackDown. And he's right. It takes almost a month to get a point across with Vince, but it takes 2 weeks to get the point across with Triple H.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you said earlier in the show that his and you were talking to me earlier that his shit's too slow sometimes. And sometimes
let me clarify that. It's with the middle, the mid shit.
Action.
Yeah.
Big card actors.
Yeah, the mid cards. That's where it's really slow at. And if you just gave a simple detail, it would build it up as big as the stars.
Yeah, like even like that tag division. If you would have hit that TLC match fucking 5 months ago, like we've been watching these guys and falling asleep and snoozing almost, and I love the Guns, for their TNA work.
Yeah, I would go pee and make food while the fucking tag matches were happening.
And then they put on one of the best matches of the year.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, a TLC with all these tag matches. I was like, okay, let me watch this. And at the end of it, I was messaging Dan. I was like, holy fucking shit.
Yeah.
Well, you want to know why I knew it was going to be good? When they announced it was going to be a commercial free the last hour.
Yeah.
That's how you knew it was special.
Yep. They were really wanting their viewers to watch the match, not worry about the commercials.
Any match when you attack a man with a prosthetic leg, it's going to be good.
I know. That was so random and so good.
The fan
I was yelling at my TV.
Yeah, dude, Montez. Like, I love that shit.
I was yelling at my TV. I was like, no way this dude's using his fucking leg. Like, that shit was fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was sick.
It gave me Zach Gowen's.
That was my boy.
By the way, he's going to be on Dynamite next week.
Zach Gowen on AEW?
Yeah, he's doing a program with Ricochet.
He's a one-legged wrestler, Danielle. He had a brief run in 2003.
Ricochet actually gave him, I don't even know what the fuck to call it, but he did kind of like a concerto thing, except for Zach Gowen's head was on the chair, and Ricochet used the prosthetic leg.
Damn. Well, maybe that was a shout out to Ricochet.
Stupid. So
that is how it's sad AEW is nowadays. That they're like, they had a match, they attacked the guy with a prosthetic leg, it got over. We're bringing in Zach fucking Gowen. We're doing the one-legged wrestler, baby. We're gonna make it a whole story.
My whole point of the Triple H compliment is that the wrestlers are using more of their bodies and more of their talent than I have seen in a long time.
The matches are more physical, and
yes,
I agree. The believability but the fact that the crowd really gives a shit helps. And when every punch is fucking, when the good guy punches and you hear and the bad guy punches, like it really helps it. People are invested, and the in-ring
whether it's women or men, like even the women's division is building up because of Triple H. Like I understand the women's division was building up when the Bellas were in it, and all the other girls, I get that. But I honestly feel like the women's part of it, and like, you know me, Dan, I'm not a feminist at all. Like I don't sit there and worry about like women having the rights. Like, no. What I'm trying to say is I am glad to finally fucking see that Triple H is making the women's drama and the women's wrestling, like the amount of energy that they put into it, all of the talent that they show, all of the athleticism, if I'm saying the word right, is shown.
You're not.
Is whatever. You know what? Fuck you. But is almost as equal as the males. Like, you're not wanting to change it because just because the women aren't exposing themselves, you don't want to watch it. Like, no, they're fucking wrestling and they have drama. I didn't like EO 3 months before WrestleMania, and now I'm an EO girl because of the talent that they showed me she has.
Yep, they got me on board too. I agree. The women's matches have been very good in the story. And
when I watched that girl use her brain, I watched her use her brain. She was waiting for Bianca and Rhea to use their, like, because we talked about it off camera. We would be like, no, it needs to be 2 gladiator warrior women going at it. And I was like, yeah, why are they throwing this EO bitch in the middle of it? It doesn't make sense. When I watched her use her brain, she let those 2 warrior women go at it. And when one was weak enough to be pinned, EO slid in and pinned that fucking bitch. And that is intelligence. Like, she got up so high on my list because of that. I was like, Triple H knows what he's kind of doing. It's not just about the muscle, it's about the brain.
Yeah, 100%.
That's where I'm like, okay, wrestling is getting kind of fucking good.
And the girls, you just got to think in 2024 alone, the girls that came out of that with their stock at an all-time high, the men too, but the girls, like, he had a great Liv Morgan had one of the best years I've ever seen on any talent, male or female. Liv Morgan had a great 2024.
And she didn't even deserve it. She didn't even deserve it, and she got an amazing 2024.
Yes. And she did a great job too, but they booked her phenomenally. Her stock's at an all-time high.
Yes.
Rhea Ripley, even though I was questioning some of the build to WrestleMania, Rhea Ripley is still one of the biggest stars in the fucking company.
She will always be because of the way Rhea Ripley is.
Tiffy time has gotten over like nobody's business. Everybody loves Tiffy.
I love Tiffy.
I love her too. A lot of girls from last year that were just doing okay. I mean, Rhea was hot last year, but there was a lot of girls that were kind of like, I don't know, maybe they'll make it. That this year, it's like, oh, these are some of the top girls in the company now.
Yes.
And he did that. So you gotta give him I will give him his flowers.
Io Sky is the best example of that, because if you look at, she was getting over with the crowd, and you could tell that like the crowd did want something for her at WrestleMania, and it's just like, all right, what are we gonna do with her? And then Triple H came up with the solution, which everybody shit on.
Let's make her smart.
If she didn't, it's like, well, why is she in this match? Kevin Nash is a perfect example.
Yes.
Yes, I was bitching about it hard.
Right.
Yes, the whole time you were bitching about it.
Yeah. But like, so when everybody's just like, she doesn't belong in there, it needs to be Bianca and Rhea, which is true. But then Io's just like, all right, watch me, motherfuckers.
Yes.
I want to be better with that. And I do agree with those people. She did not deserve it because she didn't fit the story. The match was built all around Belair and Rhea, one-on-one.
Rhea shoved herself in, dude. It wasn't even about her.
Right. But, Cleneth, did Io make a believer out of you in that match?
Yeah, she made a believer out of me. But
coming as a female, every time that little bitch's face was pushed, energy was building up.
Bro, this is where Triple H, he made that world title match the Raw after Elimination Chamber, which made the story perfect. Okay? Because everybody thought Belair and Rhea was going to retain her title. Nobody thought Io Sky was going to win that title.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially after
exactly, Cleneth. Like, that's our exact point.
Especially after last year.
It would have got a one-on-one where it was supposed to be. Everybody written their book from the book. That was a huge 180 they did there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then they teased us with a one-on-one again 2 weeks before WrestleMania, thinking before they made Belair the referee. We got a one-on-one rematch.
I've always been an Io Sky fan. I did not want that. I did not like it when it was unraveling. I did not think the story and the build-up was doing anybody that much justice.
Yeah, I know.
Totally got me on board. And afterwards, I'm like, okay, Io's a star now. I get it. That's why Triple H is a booker and I'm not. Because that was
I remember talking to you about this, Dan, because like we're not understanding why Io Sky was in this.
Yeah.
But you want to know what gave me vibes? It gave me Thunder, Charlotte, and Becky vibes.
Okay, every time we have a podcast, Cleneth, you always.
But you that's always vibes.
I know. I'm not saying you're wrong, but you always say like a current situation matches a past situation.
But it does.
Well, yeah.
The match was way fucking better than that match.
Yeah,
the match was better, but the build-up was almost the exact same way.
Yeah, the build-up was very similar. The one thing I will say, though, it was expertly done because not only Io comes out of that as a star, Bianca still comes out of that as like maybe she could have a really good heel run now when she decides to. Like she comes out of it still looking great, and Rhea Ripley's still like one of the best and biggest stars in the company. Everybody came out of that match still looking like $1 million, and that's the in a industry where there's a winner and a loser. When both people or multiple people can come out of a story looking great, you're doing your job.
Yeah, no one was a loser, even though someone lost.
Yes, no one really looked. Even Bianca taking the fall, she was like an expert. She played the heel role during that match, and she played it great. Like it was because they had to boo somebody. They decided Bianca, and Bianca just played into it, and it was awesome.
Yeah, because of the shit that was going on with Naomi and Jade. That's why she could be seen as a heel because she was going through troubles.
Yes. One thing, I love the storytelling. I love the shit on Raw. The one thing I will say there's way too much of, if I see another fucking pull apart, if I see...
Which you're going to see probably a couple of the nights.
Yes.
Wait, what's a pull apart? What's a pull apart?
Two guys are arguing in the ring. You do the promo battle, but then the fists start flying, and then they start, and then you get all the fucking agents and the bookers and not real.
Bro, I love that shit. Why don't you love that?
It's every fucking week.
I love it. I love it. It's Jerry Springer vibes 100%. Get the fight going. Let someone separate it.
It's only when the babyface has the upper hand.
It's the same thing.
It's too much.
It's the same fucking thing. I make you mad. I punch you. Oh, we do that. They all come out. We do the spot where he gets
because they're not supposed to be fighting.
Corner. We're in the two corners, and then I run to your corner, and then the crowd pops again.
All right, so you don't like the Pat McAfee and Gunther thing?
No, it was great. It can be utilized in a great thing, but also they did something different where they had the actual security guards holding his boys back. I thought that was a cool wrinkle, and it was something unique. But when it's all the same shit, and it's just two guys, and then we bring out all the guys that look like they could not pull these people apart. They're all little guys. No,
like CM Punk and Seth when they kept fighting throughout the arena?
Yeah.
Like Jamie Noble.
In a cool fashion, but it can also get overused and tired. And that's one of their tropes that I think they rely on a bit too much.
Or like when
I like it though, man.
When Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre fucking have a pull apart, and Damian Priest is fucking, getting the better end of it, and then the referee, the security guards and officials pull him off. Then McIntyre hits a cheap shot, and then the rest of the security or whatever is like, Drew, don't do that. Don't do that. It's like you put your fucking hands on Priest, but yet you can't touch this motherfucker. It's like, you fucking morons.
Guys, like I've seen Jason Jordan and the Hurricane on TV more now than I saw them when they wrestled for the company. They're on TV more, just pulling people apart. It's like, oh, it's the Hurricane, and it's fucking. They're just, but it's
Jamie Noble.
Jamie Noble too. It's just all the same guys that are all like 5'8", just fucking pulling these monsters apart. And it's like, get the actual security guards at least. But they're too busy, stopping lunatics from getting in there. But
it should only be done during big feuds.
That's all I'm saying. The McAfee and Gunther shit was cool. When you do it with the big names, it's cool. But when it's every fucking week, multiple segments of show, it gets a little tired.
You don't need a pull apart to pull apart Los Garza and Pretty Deadly.
Yes, exactly. And then it's always that Adam Pearce or Nick Aldis. They're like, get him. It's just the same shit all the time. But it can be a good. What's up? But it can be a good storytelling device.
Who are you asking what's up to?
The guy that commented and said what's up.
Oh.
That guy.
That guy.
Old
It's Jay Uso. It's just me, Us.
He doesn't even spell it the same.
J-A-Y. J-A-Y. What other way is it spelled J?
The way Jay spells it, J-E-Y. You fucking
fuck!
What is wrong with you?
I know.
I'm retarded.
He does a show with us.
You look mad.
Who looks mad?
Which one of us?
I was just going to say, take your pick, pal.
Who looks mad?
She's talking about me. I know who that is.
Okay.
You know exactly who that is.
Oh yeah, Cleneth will.
Well then, smile, Cleneth. Let's go. The camera's on you.
He was happy.
I mean,
I didn't think Cleneth looked upset at all.
But any final before we preview Backlash, because SmackDown's going to start in about 20 minutes. And
dude, I need to watch it. Can someone give me their fucking sign-in?
But
yes.
But because I have it with multiple people, if I can't get on my shit,
pick someone off. I'm more important. Okay, now go on with the podcast.
You're getting kicked.
Are you talking about Backlash? You need to log in for Backlash?
No, that's Peacock. I'm trying to watch SmackDown, and I used all my trials and all my free shit. I can't fucking watch it.
She wants my YouTube.
Yeah, Dan, give me your YouTube fucking TV.
I can't help you with that.
No, it's okay, Cleneth.
Like, I'm old school.
I'm talking about Dan.
I do have cable.
Yeah, get cable.
I wasn't making fun of you. I was just saying because I know you have cable. Because you don't get access to
I want to watch this really bad because it's before Backlash. So, let's go. Please tell me.
Final thoughts on Triple H's booking before we.
Yes, I like the fact that all of his people, all of his employees are comfortable with coming up to him and being like, we need to do this, we need to do that, or something's going wrong, or someone's doing that, and he's not tying them to the bed and shitting on them while someone else fucks him while he takes a shower. It's very, very nice.
Eric?
How do I follow that?
Oh, trust me, I'm gonna try.
We gotta make that a short. That felt perfect.
I like his booking. The only criticism I have is his tag team. I wish he would focus more on tag team division.
Yes, I agree with Eric.
I do like tag team wrestling. I would like to see more emphasis on that division.
Or just putting more important drama with it. You know what I mean?
And the women's mid card to tag team championships have felt a little underwhelming since they brought it up. I mean, since they started it, the 2 belts.
Yes. The women's tag team division after these cuts, it's not even existent anymore.
I know, it's like only Liv and Raquel have it. Like there's no other team that could withhold it. I agree with Eric. There needs to be more drama and more seriousness with it.
All right, Cleneth, final thoughts on the Triple H era so far.
So I think overall Triple H is a good storyteller compared to what we have. He makes, let's put it this way, with Triple H era, you have to watch all the shows to get to the final product. You can't just miss 1 week because then you're lost in a loop. Yes, where compared to Vince, it was more like you can miss 1, 2, even 3 weeks, watch it, and feel like you haven't missed anything.
Yeah.
It's a continuation story, and it's not only that, every show has importance compared to just the pay-per-view.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree with Cleneth. I'm sitting here begging people for their sign-ins because I can't miss a SmackDown. That's why I'm agreeing with you. Like, it's not, if you miss 1 week, you are missing a section of the story.
You're not even begging. You're basically threatening.
I'm not threatening. I've been begging Dan for the past month.
Damn, I'm just kidding, man.
No, I agree with Cleneth. Like you can't miss a week.
John Wayne Bobbitt.
I agree with Cleneth. You can't miss a week worth of information or you're going to be missing out on stuff. While versus with Vince McMahon, you could miss 3 to a month and still be caught up.
I mean, John Wayne
Bobbitt. Actually, to tell you the truth, I do have a site you can go and watch it online, live online.
Bro, message me. Fucking message me.
Don't promote the illegal shit on the podcast.
Fucking message me. Message me. Who cares if it's legal? I'm all about thieving. Message me.
Well, there goes our big push.
That actually, you know what? Never mind. I'm not even.
Well, while you're going, give us your final thoughts, Doug.
Yeah, Dougie.
I feel like I said at the beginning of the show, there is no such thing as a perfect booker. But Triple H has done I will defend a lot of his. There's only a few things I will not defend. And luckily, those things have been released. And I'm talking about Sonya Deville. And Baron Corbin. Those are things I will not defend. But Triple H saw it's just like, all right, they're not working.
Yeah.
Triple H, I think, does have his finger on the pulse pretty good, to where like he knows what the audience wants to see.
Yeah,
but it's also too, it's also the booking, but also how well it's executed by the talent.
Yes,
because he can't help it if somebody goes and botches a move.
He's got a lot of good guys right now.
Yeah,
or even on the microphone, he can't help if someone's just not believable. I understand that.
Yeah, so I think he's doing his part very well.
Yes. My final thoughts would be, this is my second favorite era right now so far, compared WCW 96 through 98 till like the beginning of 99 is still Reigns triumphant for me. But
Diamond Dallas Page, baby.
DDP, Goldberg, NWO, you can't beat it. But and the cruiserweights. But with this era, you have a lot of good wrestling, you have a lot of good stories, and you have that big fight feel, which is awesome. Yes, I didn't like the scene in Cody shit, but at least it had the spectacle to it, to where it's like, oh, I want to watch this. It's got a big fight feel. Just like, every Punk match feels important. Every Roman match feels important. Even Jey Uso feels like a big fucking deal right now. He's good at making, you really feel investment towards the product.
Yeah.
Do I think he does a good job with the tag teams? No. Do I think that these mid-card women titles are just starting to get over? Yeah. Now they're getting over, so I won't talk shit too much, because inserting Becky Lynch into that is genius. It's genius. That's how you make a title that nobody cares about. That's how you make people care about it. So I do think that he makes some mistakes. I do think he needs to put a little more love in the tag division. And I do think there's a couple guys that he fumbles with sometimes, but the guys that you can tell are his guys, like the Gunthers of the world. Gunther's been booked about as perfectly as you can book a heel. A Braun Breaker, even Seth Rollins, he really knows how to use his guys.
Jacob Fatu.
I think he might have fumbled on McIntyre a little bit and a couple other guys, but he is really good at getting these guys over, and his storylines have been really good. So if we're gonna grade him, I will give him an A-.
That's what when you guys were talking about grading Triple H at the very beginning, I think even before we were on, or as soon as we got on, but I was going to give him an A-.
Yes. It's really good shit, but it's not perfect. And I know you said you can't really get perfection, but to me that WCW era is an A+. So I'd give him an A- on what he's doing so far.
I'd agree, A-.
Good.
Bobby said he would give him a B-.
All right. Well, Bobby's not on the show, so fuck him.
No, Bobby's not on the show, so fuck him. Exactly. That's what your brother just said about you.
So my grade, I would give him an A- as well. I think we got excitement from Triple H, and he's really making wrestling worth watching weekly. Every episode-ish. You might get one or two dried up, but even bringing back Saturday night's main event and making that special.
Yeah. I agree.
I'll give him an A.
I was about to say, Eric, spice it up and give him a C.
I'll give him a solid A.
Okay. All right. Real quick, Backlash. What's the card, Doug?
All right. John Cena, Randy Orton for the WWE title. Lyra Valkyria defends the women's Intercontinental title against Becky Lynch. Dominic Mysterio defends the men's Intercontinental title against Penta.
It's some fucking jabron.
Daniel, shut your fat ass up.
We have Gunther versus Pat McAfee, and we have a fatal four-way for the U.S. title. Jacob Fatu defending against Drew McIntyre, LA Knight, and Damian Priest.
All right,
holy shit, how is Fatu going to keep up with those three beasts?
Well, he's gonna. Ladies and gentlemen, what's our predictions? I'm going Fatu for the 4-way.
Fatu.
I'm going Fatu as well.
I'll be different. I'll say Drew.
Why? 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 No, you have to have reasoning. What's your reasoning behind it?
Technically, since we're trying to be quick, he doesn't have to have reasoning.
We have 10 minutes.
Just for Cleneth, I'll do Drew.
Why are you doing Drew?
For Cleneth.
You already said.
Oh, okay.
And Drew's handsome, so why not do Drew?
I got you. I'm going fucking Fatu.
All right.
Wait, what did Cleneth? Well, when Cleneth lifts his head up out of shame, what is Cleneth?
He said Fatu too.
Oh, did he?
Yes, I said Fatu.
There you go.
Good. Eric's going Drew, damn it. Because why not?
Yeah, exactly.
Dominic and Penta, who wins?
Penta. Why did you even ask that question?
Dominic Mysterio.
You know what, Cleneth? You know what, Cleneth?
Hey, as much as we
all guys are sticking
You told me you like me before this podcast. I can't say the same thing.
I'm just going by I speak in facts, and I do not see Dominic Mysterio dropping that Intercontinental title to Penta. He will drop
because that's what he's going to drop it to.
Because
not right away.
It's not
He's
even
going to fucking bro kick him just like that WrestleMania.
You're on an island by yourself, woman.
It's gonna be Dom. Dirty Dom.
Eric, you're dirty.
Hey. That's our little cuddly bear. All right.
Penta all the way, baby.
Very well.
Doug, I dare you to give your fucking perception. What is it?
What about Dominic and Penta? I already said
no. The other really, Dominic?
Yeah.
I can't stand all 5 of you, or 1, 2, 3, 4, all 4 of you right now.
4 of us.
Well, Daniel, who are you going for?
Dom.
I can't stand all 4 of you right now.
That does not win in that shit. Well, Finn might turn on in the backlash.
We was living in and like not knowing what's going to happen. I would have said Penta all the way. But we all know with Judgment Day, it's going to end in a DQ, and Dom's going to wind up with the Intercontinental title.
No, it's not. Finn's going to disqualify that fucking match because he's going to go against Dom.
There's hope for a Penta win. He's not out of it. Finn could screw him. They could go that way with the story and give Penta the belt. They could absolutely do that.
So, you know, they were repeating what happened at SummerSlam. No, I'm tired of it.
I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of it too. All right.
Gonna be Penta.
Lyra and Becky Lynch. Who wins?
Lyra.
Myra.
Becky.
I can't stand any of you right now.
Cleneth agreed with you.
I said Myra.
Myra? Who the hell is that?
Well, Becky's going to lose. She's not winning that.
Becky?
She did her job. She helped her make her look special on the mic and gave her TV time.
Yeah, now she's gonna take the belt away from her.
If Bayley returns tomorrow night, then she's gonna cost Becky the match. If Bayley
Doug
returns.
is so right now. We are forgetting about Bayley disqualifying this match.
Not
what
even disqualifying, but helping
Becky?
Lyra win. What did you say?
What if Bayley helps Becky?
Wow,
that would be
Bayley's not going to help Becky. She's been talking shit about her for like 6 weeks.
Well, here's another thing. I don't think so. I think Becky's going to go. Hell, Becky might even join up with her husband in her group. You know, a female version of Paul Heyman's first.
I don't mean to interrupt you. But today, my boss, when he was talking to me about that, he was like, "I think Becky's going to join Seth's group," and I was like, "Of course she is. That's her husband."
Yeah, 100%. All right, what's the next match?
So I think you're right, Cleneth. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I'm just saying I think you are 100% right.
Thank you. I agree. See, we're here.
All right.
That's where I think Becky's going, is with her husband.
Gunther and Pat McAfee.
McAfee.
What the fuck is wrong? Now hold on. I'm going to defend her.
Why?
I said McAfee as well. I'm saying McAfee.
What the hell?
Yeah.
All right. Well, hold on. I'm gonna defend Joni and Chachi here.
What?
Okay.
All right, I don't need your defense, but go ahead.
They're setting up Goldberg's retirement match. Goldberg used to play football, as did Pat McAfee. The last time Goldberg was on WWE TV, he was getting insulted by Gunther. I bet you Goldberg shows up tomorrow, takes out Gunther, and McAfee ends up getting the win.
All right. Well, at least me and Eric are sane.
We're not saying that
I don't want to see
that was my
Goldberg.
reason. That's why I'm saying Pat.
Doug, I will shit myself if Goldberg comes out.
I don't want to see Oldberg come back.
Oldberg.
Why?
Well, I mean,
Goldberg, Eric, shut up.
Knowing that he's coming back.
He's right though. He's an old sack of shit.
Well, yeah, he is.
I'm sick of Oldberg. I'm calling.
Oh my god.
I'm sick of.
I agree, and I love Goldberg's back in the day. But
Yeah, exactly.
Now, I'm good.
Now, no.
The only Goldberg Eric wants to see is Whoopi.
Doug!
You're a whoopee. All right.
No, Whoopi Goldberg, the actress.
I think we got it.
Well, why is everybody yelling at me?
Because of Whoopi Goldberg. It was just funny.
All right.
Oh,
Next
Doug.
up.
I mean, technically
That's
now
gonna be
we
a-
still have the same haircut.
I
It's gonna
gotta
be a
go
short
because
now.
Daniel is gonna give me his sign-ups to his YouTube, so I'll see you
No, he
guys
fucking
later.
isn't. Randy.
Yeah,
Orton
he
and
is.
John Cena. No, he isn't. Randy
Yeah,
Orton.
yeah, Randy Orton.
John Cena.
Are you still? You have not made a right pick yet, Danielle. John Cena.
I
You know
want-
what? I'm just trying to keep the story going. The
I
only
want
reason why
Randy to win.
Thank
I
you.
want Randy to win, but I want
You
and
can
John
want
Cena
it
to
all you
win.
want. Yeah, he's not winning. And his
Yes,
whole
he
crowd,
is.
he's
I'm
gonna
rooting
lose
for
to the
Randy,
GOAT.
but we all know John's gonna win.
No, he's not. He can. No.
The
I don't
only
even understand.
is going by DQ. So there, because John Cena's going to do what he did to what Randy did at Backlash like 2 years or 3 years ago. Or no Way Out, was it? When he slapped him?
Yeah.
There you
Yeah, that
go.
was back in 2008.
Yeah. That's even worse. That's how far back it was.
2-3 years ago, 2008, or two completely.
Like 2-3 years ago, 2008.
It felt like 2 or 3 years. That's
Jesus.
probably when Cleneth watched it.
All right. Yeah, I think John's gonna win, but to each their own. Doug, what are you doing on the cartoon show this week?
All right, tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern time.
Hold on, before you do this, did SpongeBob win?
Yeah.
Of course he fucking did. That's my dog. Yes.
Oh, no.
Well, technically, he's a sponge.
Oh, no.
But,
Eric, shut up.
You're not getting decided now, definitely.
Dan,
So
glad
tomorrow,
give me your fucking sign-in.
shut up and let me do the plug.
All right, I'm sorry.
You're fucking with his livelihood now. This is
Yeah.
a cartoon.
Tomorrow on the cartoon show, it's the final matchup in the first round. It's Rugrats versus Scooby Doo. Where are you?
Rugrats.
So we'll see. And then next week,
Turn into live.
the second round starts. And then, yeah.
All right, we'll be around next week at some point for the breakdown, probably Wednesday. And next week on the main show, we got a hell of a doozy. We're going to be doing Backlash 2005.
Oh, I love that show.
So
Backlash all the time.
that'll be a fun one. Even though season's over tomorrow, we're going to keep the ball rolling. Backlash 2005 next week. Cleneth, Danielle, Eric, this was a fucking blast. Great time.
Love you guys.
Yep, love you guys too.
Eric, take care of the shorts, please.
Cleneth laughed.
Yeah. Cleneth went out.
Yeah. Let's just
I scared off Cleneth.
We
Yeah.
didn't even
Sorry.
say
He's like,
goodbye.
cool, bye.
Yeah. Eric, take care of the shorts, please.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Pull down Doug's shorts, please. All right, we'll see everybody next time. Goodbye.
Penta's gonna win. Bye.
He sucks ass.